Hello students, in this part we will discuss on pedigree analysis and the symbols of pedigree analysis. What is pedigree analysis? Pedigree analysis is an analysis. यानी क्यों किया जाता है? It is an analysis, in which we trace the inheritance specific characters which may cause abnormalities or disorders to find which is going on in a family for a generation. That is called pedigree analysis. It is an analysis which is used to trace the inheritance specific traits abnormalities, or you can say that disorders, which is going on in a family for generation. ये एक ऐसा एनालिसिस होता है जिसमें किसी फैमिली का, यदि कोई फैमिली किसी जेनेटिक डिसऑर्डर से अफेक्टेड है, किसी कोई पर्सन, तो फैमिली का पूरा डिसऑर्डर, फैमिली का पूरा चार्ट बनाया जाता है, लिस्ट बनाई जाती है जिसमें फैमिली मेंबर्स कितने कंटेंट हैं एंड हाउ मेनी मेंबर्स आर सफरिंग फ्रॉम जेनेटिक डिसऑर्डर्स. दिस एनालिसिस इज नोन एज पेडिग्री एनालिसिस. व्हेन वी डू पेडिग्री एनालिसिस और व्हेन वी प्रिपेयर ए चार्ट, देयर इज नीड ऑफ सम सिंबल्स टू रिप्रेजेंट द offsprings as well as parental and some disorders carrier affected the person or generation. So there are some symbols for pedigree analysis. If we represent a male candidate is represented by square, male, and or if a female is represented by a sphere or a circle. Male represented by a square and female represented by a circle. If a male or a female is affected, means they have affected some disorder which is genetics, then how they can be represented? If the male is affected, then the square hole is filled up. This show the male affected, or you can say that affected male. Or if a female is affected, then the circle is fully filled up. Affected female. Clear? And progeny, how we can represent the progeny? We know that parental participate in the fusion process, then the new progeny and new offspring will be produced. Then how we can represent the progeny chart? Male fuses with female and the new generation is produced, may be male or female. This is, suppose both are girl or both are boys, or one girl and one boys. So these are the parents and these one are progeny. Clear? So how we can represent the progeny? Progeny with fusion of male and female couples or parent, the new generation will produce. These are called progeny. Fusion means mating process. Mating, how we can represent the mating? A male, this one is the female. We can represent with the horizontal, connect with the horizontal line. If a male or female is connected with the horizontal line, one single horizontal line, This process is called mating. Or if a male or a female is connected with two horizontal lines, one horizontal line, if male or female are connected with one horizontal line, that this process is called mating. And if one male or female represented by or connected by two horizontal lines, then this is also mating. But close relatives मीन्स कोई फैमिली मेंबर्स के साथ ही क्लोज रिलेशन जो है उनमें किसी प्रकार का सेक्सुअल कांटेक्ट होता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड क्लोज रिलेटिव mating, or you can say that relative mating process. Clear? Next, one thing is, we know that in male there is X and Y chromosome, and in female both are homogeneous or homogametes. Female, one more feature, female has X chromosome and male has X and Y chromosome. Some disorders may be caused from one generation to next generation. Those disorders may be autosomal or sex-linked. Autosomal like as skin color, other ones height. But if the sex-related chromosome, sex-related disorders may be produced, that depends on the XX in male, female, and XY in male. The disorder, genetic disorder may be present on the X chromosome. Y is not responsible for transferring the genetic disorder. Clear? If in female one X is affected with a color blindness, you can say that color blindness, or you can say that hemophilia, and one remains recessive normal, then this type of female is carrier. Both are not affected. Or in male, if X is affected, person is suffering from hemophilia, X affected with hemophilia, and Y remains normal. There is no any genes or genetic disorders may be transferred by the Y. Only X represent or only X transport the genetic disorders. There is chance in female may be carrier or affected. But male, if male contain only X chromosome, single X chromosome. If male X chromosome is affected with other disorder, then male cannot be carrier. It is represent only sex link. Male may be carrier, but in autosomal, not sex link. How we can represent the carrier and affected? Carrier female and carrier male. Carrier male. If a male is carrier, then we can fill up half the square. This is the carrier male. Again listen, male contain X and Y chromosome. X and Y chromosomes related to the sex linked. There are two disorders, maybe sex linked and autosomal. Autosomal. If the sex chromosome determine the disorders, then that is called sex linked. Or if we know that there are two types of chromosome, autosomes and sex chromosome. If the disorders may be present on X or sex chromosome, that may be linked, sex linked. But the few, in human being there are 23 pairs of chromosomes. Out of 23, 22 pairs are known as autosomes because they make the body structure. And one pair of chromosome that led to the sex, that is known as sex chromosomes. If the autosomal chromosomes are affected, then the male may be carrier, but not in sex link. Male carrier only for autosomal. Autosomal. Not in sex link, because male contain only X and Y chromosome. X represent the genetic disorders. If this X is affected, then the male is not carrier. Male carrier only this situation, autosomal disorders may be male carrier. Otherwise, in sex chromosome, male is not carrier, male is fully affected. But a female may be carrier. If a female is carrier, we can fill it with half circle. Carrier female. female may be affected or carrier in sex linked. Male only affected in sex linked. Male only carrier in autosomal, not sex linked. Again, female contain X and X, a pair of chromosomes. If one X is affected, then this type of female is carrier and represented by half-filled circle. And both the chromosomes means X and X, both are affected. Then this type of female is affected female. Clear? This affected male, how this affected male? Because sex-linked chromosome, sex-linked disorder है. And sex-linked disorder in the sex chromosome X and Y. And if X is affected, the male is affected. In autosomal, maybe not affected with the XXY. Autosomals may be represented by the body structures, means skin color, height. So male may be carrier in autosomal, not in sex link. Clear? Then how we can represent a adopted son? A son is adopted. Then how we can represent son? Son means male, and male represented by the square. And square is bracketed. This is symbol for adopted son. Clear? If the progeny will produce in twins, we know that there are two types of twins. One is identical twins, that is known as zygotic twins, and one is paternal twins, that is non-zygotic twins. Twins, how we can represent the twins? Twins from male and female. Male fuses a mating with female, and twins, there are two types of twins. If the twins are non-zygotic means one male or one female. If ovary lays two eggs at one time and both the eggs are fused, then this type of twins may be produced non-zygotic. So this is non-zygotic twins, or you can say that paternal twins. How we can represent the paternal twins or non-zygotic twins? Parent and male and female. There are three possibilities in zygotic twins because there are two different eggs are released by the ovary in same time period. So maybe one male or one female twins may be produced, or this is the male and mating with female. Twins may be both are girls. If male or female fuses, both twins may be male. So there are three possibilities in non-zygotic twins, or you can say that paternal twins. And one another type of twins is identical twins, that is known as zygotic twins. If we represent zygotic twins, male mating with female and twins produce. In this, there is only two possibilities. Twins produce identical twins when the fusion of egg take place after the formation of zygote. This zygote twisted and squeezed some zygotic material in one to another, so it makes two parts, and this type of twins is identical twins and represented by, it has only two possibilities because this type of zygote are produced only from one zygote. So there is two possibility, both are female, both are male, and these males and these progeny twins are represented by the connected with the horizontal line. This is zygotic twin. Zygotic twins, or you can say that identical twins. There is only two possibilities, male and female, both may be twins produced in female or a male, but in identical twins, both the twins are connected with horizontal line, not in non-zygotic twins or paternal twins. Clear? In one more symbol is the male or female. When we prepare a list or a chart of a family, some person may be deceased, means death हो चुकी जिनकी. How they can be represented? If the male or female which are deceased, they will be represented by, if male is deceased, male represented by a circle, square, and it is represented by this one, or a female, this one. These are deceased. Deceased may be generation parental भी हो सकते हैं, न्यू प्रोजेनी में मेल deceased and female deceased, or you can say that death. One more symbol is how we can represent. There are some progeny, some generation are produced, some progeny are produced which may be such like as 5 generation, unspecified. Means a girl and a boy, kabhi pata nahi, there are 5 children. They have 5 children. So if a parent across and they have 5 children, how they can be represented? 5 children, but there is no sex specified. So we can represent this unspecified progeny with the diagonal. Suppose they have 5 generations, we can affected a diagonal structure with the 5 because they have 5 progeny, 5 children. This is unspecified. Unspecified progeny or offspring. So before going to study about pedigree analysis, we have to read out, we have to recognize some symbols which represent this type of structures, so that a doctor or we can prepare a chart of a family. Clear? What is pedigree analysis? Why it is done? Because some person is suffering from just like as a cancer. We have to go to with the doctor to advise and tell them he is suffering from, he or she is suffering from cancer. Then the doctor will ask all the family members chart. Doctor prepare a whole chart of family and will ask which are deceased or non-deceased, and this person is also suffering from this type of disorder or no. So this type of chart is prepared so that we can study about the generation which are suffering from abnormalities or specific traits. This analysis is known as pedigree analysis. Clear?